Let me tell you guys a story. I love running, but it wasn't always like that. My first run ever was a 4 mile loop around my town. It was a hot and humid day, and within the first half mile, I died. My legs felt like jelly, my mouth was incredibly dry, I was breathing so heavy that I was getting lightheaded. I started walking to catch my breath, and I felt that heart pounding through my chest. And I asked myself, what am I doing here, Herschel? This is terrible. Why would I sign up for something like this? But I had too much pride to quit, so I walked back home and gave it another try the next day. And what I noticed the very next day, it still sucked. Don't get me wrong, it was terrible, but I didn't suck as much as I did the day before. I felt that little tiny momentum. I could see that change happening. And so I decided to keep focusing on those small victories. And running seemed to get easier for me each week that went by. I got to a point where I could run for an hour and not hate myself. And at that point, there was no stopping me. Looking back at that moment when I was out on my first run, I asked the question of what if I quit? What if I dropped out of cross country? How would my high school career look like or my college career look like? And that got me thinking of how many people in the world quit after that first initial discomfort or that uncomfortable feeling of trying something new. A salesman who quit pursuing a client because the client was too difficult, where he was a few meetings away from closing his biggest deal. A gold miner who was digging for over a year, who quit with just few feet away from hitting gold. Or a child who closed her lemonade stand because she was working all day and no one showed up. And she was just minutes away before a tired, dehydrated soccer team was walking by after practice. I want you to take some time and ask yourself, what was the last time you accepted defeat from something you were just starting out? Maybe it was just dancing, maybe it was learning how to play an instrument, or maybe it was just exercising. Ask yourself, why did you stop? Right? Why did you stop? Because it got uncomfortable, because it got too painful, you weren't seeing any real results right away. Like I mentioned, running has been the backbone of who I am today. Running has taught me self discipline, it's taught me hard work, and it's showed me how to take care of my body. And ultimately, it showed me how to show up every single day and work towards a goal. And this was only possible because I didn't stop or quit after my first run. I decided to instead accept what was going on and being in the moment of improving. Because in the art of being mindful, realize that you are truly living when you're stretching yourself. And every time you feel that uneasy or that uncomfortable feeling, realize that it's just a byproduct of you pushing yourself to the next level. It's in the process of stretching yourself, your truest self lies.